The views expressed on this podcast are that of the host and may not coincide with your own. Don't let that deter you from listening with an open mind. The UAP report will be printed in mass quantities is to avoid another pandemic shittygate. Lastly, the shit talk is explicit and your virgin mind is about to get probed. Let's get the show started, fuckers.
This is the Tempest Universe.
Welcome to the Wednesday edition of the one and only Tempest Universe. And listen, I just want to say this right from the start. I want to apologize for Bugs the UFO Hunter's actions last night, in last night's episode, and when he was going after his octopussy. Listen, I don't know what got into him. And the weird thing is, every time I said something to him, he would just look at me like, "You leave." He needed his privacy. I don't understand this. This is so weird. He's never done this before. But he's like tuckered out. He's been tired since last night. I mean, literally, he's got no energy today. But that's the way it goes when you're busy chasing UFOs and UAPs. Sometimes you just gotta take a break. That's just it. That's it. And unfortunately, he did it live. And we are all the better for it, I guess. I don't know. This is, I don't know. This is just nuts. There's a couple of things I want to talk about real quick. Number one is that I did get a tweet alert, and the Norm for a few weeks he's been working on the good old folks over at well, not folks, just one damn person, Tyler from Security Team 10, and you know the text is the tweet. I keep saying text. It's fucking tweet. Get with it. The tweet is interesting because I guess Tyler took offense to something, and for fuck's sake, so do I. This is really crazy. And I'm trying to read this. It's a little blurry. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Twitter and the quality of the images. But this is a conference. A virtual conference is going down, and it's called Making Contact Convergence Admission Ticket. Yeah. Now, we all know that the Wuhan flu is making a comeback. Like LL Cool J, don't call it a comeback because it's been here for a couple years. Just throw that out there for you. But because of this, there are still a lot of UFO conferences that are not committing yet, especially now. Because in the last month or so, it's been, as they say in Japan, balls to the wall. I don't know if they say that, but it sounds good. You guys in Japan, pick that up. So these conferences now, they're trying to figure out, we're losing money year after year. And so, for fuck's sake, what do we do? So why not have a virtual conference? The sad part about this is that Lou Elizondo is part of this conference. It really is sad. To see all Lou involved in this, because it is $249 for you to join a virtual conference from August 18th to the 22nd about making contact. Who the fuck? Now we know for damn sure Lou Elizondo is not about making contact. Really? If he is, he's hiding it really well. And he's making contact with anything. He sure as hell isn't UFOs. I'm going to put that out there. It's a virtual conference per person, freaking $250. You've got to be shitting me. There's other folks on here too, as a matter of fact. Let's see who's on here. I can't see the goddamn names. I can't see them. Not anyone that we want to see, and the pictures are a little blurry. I don't know. Anyway, Security Team 10 was on it, talking shit about that. The Pentagon leaks and everything else that went with it all led to one thing: money. $200 per person. I don't think the two things are attached. But of course, with ufology, we know that if some shit goes off somewhere, some other asshole is going to make money on it. That's the truth. That's the way ufology works. That's why we're here in the shit of it. That's why we had Shittergate. Same thing. Some fucker in Wuhan created the Wuhan flu. Somebody making toilet paper is making a shitload of money. More money than they've ever seen. And shit, mask. Look at this. How many times did we make fun of people in Asia when the bird flu was going around? Oh, look at them, huh? They're wearing a mask. What the fuck is wrong with them? Whole fucking country wearing a damn mask. And people putting the mask together, making a shit ton of money. That's the way it works. Ufology is the same way. Somebody finds some odd shit, they publicize it, somebody gets rich off of it. Okay, these fuckers at $249 a pop, they're going to make some good money. Let's be honest about it. That's the way it is. But again, I'm disappointed that Louis Elizondo was there. So, maybe he has time to back the fuck out of this, because it's pretty ugly to me to be the champion. Really, Lou has been the champion for this whole A-tip situation. Like, where the fuck is Tom DeLonge? Like, as soon as that dude and To the Stars Academy got that camera, that contract with the military, Tom DeLonge has been gone. He's not campaigning for people. He's not selling any more shares, as far as I know, for To the Stars Academy. Where is Tom DeLonge now? Somebody tell me. I'm completely perplexed by this. But that's the way it goes. So, at least I can say that I'm on board with Tyler about being pissed off about that stupidity that's going on. And there's no making contact, folks. Stop fucking around. If you pay $249 to listen to these guys about making contact, you're just simple. Pull yourself up by your big girl panties. They're not making contact with anything other than your wallet. Stop fucking around. Anyway, that's my 2 cents there. Thanks to the Nom for getting out there and getting that conversation going with Tyler. Now, don't get me wrong, I got my issues with Tyler Lochner, and especially all the things that have happened in the last few years. But he's trying to make a comeback. You can't hate on the guy for trying to make a comeback, but for fuck's sake, I'm not on there. I'm not with him on the comeback, because I want to know what happened. What really went down, Tyler? Tell me all the dirty biz. The truth. That's what we want to hear. Let's just be clear and concise about that. We got 4 articles, almost 5. But the 5th one was crazy. Too crazy for me. There is one here that's about a six shitter read. So for you guys who are new to the podcast, this is basically when you're at work and you take that unscheduled break to go to the shitter. You don't do nothing. You just sit there, in the stall. And it's going to take you about 6 shitters, six visits to the stall before you can finish this article. And it's actually the first article we're going to talk about. There's a lot of information in there. We're going to go back to Harry Reid, because Harry Reid, the retired congressman, he knows what's up with UFOs. He's not fucking around. Bezos crying like a bitch. Yeah, I said it. Bezos.
I'll be back.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
That's right. Bezos is crying like a bitch. I can't. I've had it with that Ninja Turtle looking guy. I've had enough of him. And the other one, SpaceX, we're going to go kind of follow up, because they moved the Super Heavy 4 to the launch pad. So I can't wait to see how they're going to put SN20 on top. That's just going to be wild. That's a lot of phallus to stack together. Anyway, we're going to get ready with some tracks here. For some reason, my throat is really dry, and the vodka's not helping, not at all. And it's like some kind of vodka from like the Middle East. I think it's from Turkey or something. I didn't even know Turkish people had vodka. That's fucking crazy to me. Anyway, we're going to get started with the playlist for today. This is an old one but goodie. So let's get it going.
Know I'm sturdy like a milli rocket. Skin clear, still look young, Andy Miller knockers. Money in my pocket. Don't call me a money pocket. Engine get to rocket. It sound like a thunder rocket. Yeah, I still love my baby even when it's toxic. Crazy like she Britney, but no, she don't shade the knock. Russell Wilson way I get low and stay in the pocket. I get paid and do my dance like a touchdown. Yeah, I can't do no time, don't leave that gun around. In my teens, we were acting up and running around. Now we're grown, sticking to it if it's necessary. On the ground from January to January. Never met nobody who retired when they were young. So I guess I gotta get it to the cemetery. Getting paid just for rapping is fun. I lit up around a month in every February. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777. Couple of money in my head just to say they did it. Can't lie, I'm so paranoid and the windows tinted. I own everything around me, you can say it's rented. Not talking phone numbers when I'm talking 7 digits. Earn it by the day, every second minute. Used to pay me none, look, now they pay attention. Everybody say they drip, but I banded it. See them copy all the looks, but I stay switching. Pick up the loot, then hit the bank. Can never change, still wrote the change. Captain say the pay, this ain't the day. They made me wait, I'm breaking chains. Yeah. Told me feeling bubbly off the rose. Took a minute, but I got it out the slow way. Friends turn to foes, haters tell them go away. Rappers make a shiggy dance like a soul train. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. 777. Yeah. Told them side, no electric. Yeah, it's getting hectic. 777. Yeah. 777.
Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the
dumb
money?
fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat.
I promise you that this article from the Boston Review is really is about a 4 to 5 shitter article. So you're going to be on it. You're going to spend some time. I know some of you, right now you probably just got back to the office because your company has lifted the ban on the Wuhan flu situation. You all can stand together like less than 6 feet now and breathe on each other. Don't even got to wear a mask if you got your handy dandy vaccination card ready. So you're afraid. So what else do? You listen to the Tempest Universe, you take a shitter break. This particular article is about the boundaries of science and UFOs. Now the title, I don't know, the title itself is deceiving, I want to say, because it really what it does is it's not talking about so much today, the science of today, the involvement of scientists when it comes to UFOs and UAPs. It really is an accounting of history about science meeting UFOs throughout history and how consistently the topic has ended up in the shitter. Okay, by the way, Bugs is, like I say, he's literally dog tired. You can hear him snoring in the background. Since 1947, we've been dealing with the UFO craze. Kenneth Arnold started this shit. God damn it, Kenneth Arnold. It's his fault we're still nuts about UFOs. It was his fault while he was taking that faithful flight where he saw them damn saucers over the mountains of Washington. Mount Rainier, I believe. That's from memory, so don't quote me. This article says, hey, it's been some damn time. Since 1947, officially, we've been fucking around with this topic. Unofficially, we've had a lot of sightings of UFOs before 1947. But, if we're going to put it on the books, get the United States, where shit got serious, and people started really talking about this because of incidents, it was the late 40s. And we've got nothing. We've got dick ever since. The article takes a quick leap forward to today. We literally, June 25th, just had our UAP report, and this is the first article that calls it like it is. Ambiguity reigns supreme. We got nothing, just like we've been getting since the late 40s. We've got nothing. And again, I state, it is surprising to me how many people who follow UFOs are literally tickled pink about this UAP report. They finally admit it. They've been admitting it for a very long time, folks. Just because you just woke up from your cocaine slumber, it doesn't mean it hasn't been acknowledged before. They have been. This is no different. The article really takes a good stab at giving you the history of the craziness of UFOs, how it became popular in media back in the 60s, thanks to the late Leonard Nimoy and narrating the In Search Of series. I mean, they covered a lot of things, Bigfoot and all kind of stuff, but UFOs was in there in the 60s. How could you forget? Well, you fucking weren't born yet. Maybe that's the problem. You weren't born, during the time when all these other reports came out of the government regarding UFOs, saying there's nothing there. Like literally, just like they just did, they said, listen, we got some unexplained fucking reports, but it's nothing. Nothing for you to worry your little head about. Nada. The article goes into, in the 70s, as the public started really taking on the whole UFO thing again, right? Because, after the late 40s, slowly it died down. We came back up because now we had some good fucking television, So we started seeing folks that we enjoy watching talking about UFOs. But the article says, at that time, because of the whole yin and yang thing, ebb and flow, what happened was, as the UFO craze started coming back up again, the public started getting interest. All of a sudden, so did the skeptics. But the skeptics turned to science, right? It's what happened during Project Blue Book. And that's what Project Blue Book wanted a scientist that was skeptical, which later on turned out to be the freaking father of ufology, for fuck's sake. But anyway, apparently in the late 70s, there was a group of skeptics founded a committee for the scientific investigation of claims of the paranormal. This was headed by a philosopher by the name of Paul Kurtz and a sociologist, Marcello Truzzi, probably Italian. They basically had an inaugural conference where they pretty much expressed that they were worried that there's a number of cults of unreason and other forms of nonsense, referring to one of those things being UFOs and aliens. So the article really shows you where there's been these clashes with science and UFOs for some reason. The Condon Committee's report was another one. Actually, there's been someone, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, who has been constantly sending me messages about the Condon report. But the correlation being that this whole UAP report could turn into another Condon report number 2. Basically, they will have these conferences, and out of those conferences, we will get nothing. Zero, other than the same usual argument that we've heard over the years, over the decades, that it's nothing to worry about. The conclusion to the Condon report was this, quoting, is that nothing has come from the study of UFOs in the past 21 years and that has added to scientific knowledge. This despite the fact that around a third of the cases examined remained unexplained. We're literally getting Condon number 2. That's it. We'll change the name from Condon to Condom. Because that's what's happening. We're getting it. Hopefully lubricated. Shortly after that, we go into the 80s and 90s, and we get the biz from Bud Hopkins, Whitley Strieber, David Jacobs, and psychiatrist John Mack. These guys came on the scene talking about, people being kidnapped, examined, experimented on by little gray little fuckers who are basically having their way with the people. Like, we put them under. We hypnotized them. And we got the info. It's true deals. Fantastic. But the thing is that there's some correlations being drawn between, John Mack and our favorite buddy, the former professor at Harvard, Avi Loeb. Because John Mack was actually a professor, a psychiatrist from Harvard. It's like history is repeating itself all over again. There was a 5-day conference back at MIT in 1992 regarding the alien abduction phenomena, which was followed by a book about a couple years later. And unfortunately for John Mack, his colleagues at Harvard were like, we don't believe him. They basically didn't take him seriously. So there again, the topic of ufology and science, they try to come together, and they repelled each other very vigorously. And so unfortunately, old Macaroni there did not fare well, Even though he retained his tenure, one of the review board chairman, Arnold Relman, he's the one who said, people really don't believe him anymore. They're not taking him seriously. And that's the way it was back in the day. You brought up UFOs, well, shit, your career's done. You better be close to retiring. And here's where we have those deathbed confessions. Because folks didn't want to ruin their career. So now we got another Harvard professor in the guise of Avi Loeb, who is announcing the Galileo project, $2 million to identify techno-signatures of alien civilizations. And Avi Loeb himself, many of his colleagues, are skeptical that the project's even going to work. Isn't that crazy? Repeats itself again. So we have Avi. He may not make it. His project might be a complete fucking dud. But we also have hearings coming up with Congress from the committee, the unintelligent committee, on UFOs or /UAPs. And really it's more about the report rather than, actually the UFOs that we're talking about that are 4.2 far. So the question is, will anyone that gets called by Congress, will they sit in the chair and actually admit to the possibility that if there are no other countries on this planet that have technologies like we've seen from military equipment and observers, will they admit to the fact that there is a possibility that these UFOs are for 4.2 far? I don't know. You'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. But at the end of the day, it's a good article. You guys got to check it out. It's really long, like I said. It is takes you through the history of those clashes with science and ufology, where right now ufology is zero. It continuously loses to science in every single way. Maybe Avi Loeb is our savior, our ufology savior. Who knows? This next song, a lot of people requested for some reason. I don't know why. Got a lot of pervs listening to the podcast.
I'm a selfish kind of person with a soul trying to fly. I aim to break the laws of nature and learn to love before I die. I was naked then, I'm naked now, and my nakedness is my sole account. I'm unfaithfulness, I'm a fucking clown, but I tried my best, yeah
at 81 years old, Harry Reid has had he's had his time funding the research into UFOs, right? Or UAPs. I don't know, whatever the hell you want to call it, He's been in it. Former Senator Harry Reid, 81. And still, he's not happy with what happened recently. I mean, who is? The people who are happy about the goddamn UAP report, you're special. You're special in your own way, and I can appreciate that. The article titled Harry Reid urges Congress to press for more public disclosure of UFO sightings after landmark report. There wasn't fucking not a damn landmark thing about it. That barely made. There's barely enough information there to keep it out of a parrot's cage. It deserves to be in the reserve pile for Shittergate 2. It really does. It was a waste of time. I hope that the middle schooler that wrote the paper, the report, and actually both reports, right? Because I think it took only 2 middle schoolers to do the secret one, the one that wasn't going to be released publicly, that was given to the Unintelligence Committee. I hope that they do keep it as reserve for Shittergate 2. Harry Reid, out of out of Nevada, I was about to say North Vegas, out of Nevada, we know that he had played his hand in funding the ATIP study. Some of that money going to Deuce Bigelow, the Space Gigolo. And honestly, out of all of that, really, Deuce probably got the most out of that. The most usage and the most info, which we will fucking never know about. This past Monday, he was speaking to KPBS. Harry Reid, 81, who funneled money into investigating this, said he was disappointed in the report. He says, hey, I get it that the government is publicly reporting an admission that it's clueless. But there's a quote here. Harry Reid says he applauds the Pentagon for making it easier for military personnel to report sightings of unidentified aircraft and is urging Congress to press for more public disclosure of future sightings. In this interview, which actually, if you go into the article, there is an actual a recording of this interview that he had. It is implied by former Senator Harry Reid that it is possible that the government wanted to bury the report since they released it on a Friday. I don't know. Friday is probably not a great day actually a good day for sending out, reports that people all over the world are waiting for because no one's paying attention. They're busy getting drunk, getting ready for the bar, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if they report on Tuesday, it's a big-ass deal. But he implied in an interview that apparently they released it on Friday because they gave no fucks. They wanted it to go quietly where no one could pay attention to it. He said that the report was extremely thin, so marginalized, according to Harry Reid. I am very disappointed. I would hope that people in Congress understand that is not the way to satisfy the American people. The one thing we need to do is to be transparent, and this shows no transparency. We need to get to the bottom of this, continue working on. It seems to me the more we study it, the more we don't know. And I think that's important that people understand that this is not some conspiratorial theory. This is real facts we need to get to the bottom line of. That was Harry Reid, 81. You know, the funny thing is that, so Harry sent, what was that, 20 some odd $million, $22 million for ATIP and the Deuce Bigalow study. But he has no fucking answers. Literally, it looks like Deuce Bigalow and anyone running ATIP had all the answers, and none of this ever got back to Harry Reid. So are we to assume that the 81-year-old who sent millions of dollars in these studies never got a little tidbit of information from them? Harry, that was money that was not well spent, buddy. It really wasn't. Now, I can see why you're pissed off about it, because you're not getting dick for your money's worth. Not one bit. This is crazy. He also goes on to say, we've been talking about these UFOs for 70 years, and we have not gotten any place other than to understand that the more we learn, the more we need to learn. That's where we are, Harry. And part of it is your fault, I'll be honest with you. You know, the last known real study from the government on UFOs, okay, we've got nothing, Harry. Like, literally, did you just give him the keys to the mansion and just walked away? You literally had no insider giving you information. Something's wrong here. I don't understand. Maybe he forgot. Maybe Harry's got Alzheimer's. Maybe Harry, somewhere in his house, in a secret compartment, has all the results from ATIP, but he fucking forgot it's there because he's 81 and his memory's failing him. It is really strange that anyone would hand over so much fucking money and not expect to be kept in the loop. I'm just saying. Nonetheless, the way he reviewed or portrayed this shitty-ass report from the Unintelligent Committee is right on the money. Right on the money. And this is the guy that spent your money in the United States, your tax money, trying to figure out what the hell these UAPs were, or these aerial threats, as ATIP like to call them. Because literally, we went from Harry Reid investigating aerial phenomena that were threats to a UAP report that says everything's fucking unknown. We don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Russians. Maybe it's China. I don't know. This is what we got. Oh yeah, and one fucking balloon. That's what we're dealing with. I mean, really, it feels like if you could maybe about 20 years ago, if you sat around trying to figure out what disinformation was, this feels like what we're in right now. We are in a crazy disinformation hurricane from hell. Like, literally, they're giving us so many different things to look at other than actual UFO UAPs from a different origin that it really feels like disinformation. Like, they really are trying to distract us. And it's not just the government, it's also all these, what I like to call the UFO gods. The idiots who are charging $250 a pop for you to watch them virtually. That's your disinformation. It's coming from all sides. Like, get your chastity belt ready because it's going to get wicked in the next year or so. You might have to put one, like a bodysuit. You know, get one of those, bubbles. Fuck, it might even help you to keep the Wuhan flu away, too. What can you do? The article from Harry Reid is in the description. Like I said, there's an audio interview in there that you can actually click on and listen to the 81-year-old, flex his muscles about the UAP report. But, I still feel like if your ass gave $20-some-odd million for this report, for fuck's sake, you should have been part of ATIP. You should have had someone to give you information about what was going on. How many of you would, drop a few $1 million, just walk away and not know shit? That just drives me insane. It really does. Check this out.
sunny day. Right there, you took my breath away. Young and pretty, was it just a dream? The next day, you called me up. You told me I'm your little buttercup. You came over and you fell into my arms. Well, I know what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. Hopeless lover. I woke up all soaked in sweat, with chills running down my neck. I'm going crazy from just the thought of you. A long blonde hair and your beautiful smile. Your sense of humor makes it all worthwhile. Don't make me wait, it's not a funny game. You know just what I feel. Please tell me your love is real. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. Hopeless lover. A hopeless lover. Hopeless lover. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, and I can't get enough. Can't get enough. I can't get enough. I can't get enough. You make me smile when I think of you. If I am down or when I am blue, I can't get enough. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish that you were mine. I can't get enough. Hopeless lover. Hopeless lover. Hopeless lover. And that's what I am. You make me happy, I feel so fine. Oh, how I wish this girl were mine. And I can't get enough. Hopeless lover.
Who the fuck is this asshole?
You guys remember when Amazon Prime first came out? I know this is going to bother somebody in Corpus Christi right now, but Amazon Prime was the shit. Like literally same day delivery. Then the Wuhan flu fucked that up too. Like I had someone order something from one part of Texas, had it delivered the same fucking day when I was in DFW. That was Amazon Prime. That was Amazon at its prime. The delivery service was like breaking all kind of fucking rules. And then Wuhan happened. And now you gotta wait 3-4 fucking days. Even though you're paying for fucking Prime. Sometimes you'll get something that's the same day. You know, Bezos, he had his hand in there. He had a dream. The little Ninja Turtle looking guy had a dream. The billionaire. And then something happened. Then Elon Musk said, hey, Elon Musk came on the scene. And Elon was like, I'm going to build me a rocket. It's not just rocket science. Bezos took offense to that, you know, because of Blue Origin. He's trying to make some moves, get that government money. Isn't that something? Everyone's trying to get that government money. So was Bezos. And, to no surprise, so was Elon Musk and SpaceX. Listen, I'm perplexed because I don't understand why the fuck we got to give all this money to billionaires. Somebody fucking help me with that. Even Elon. I love SpaceX to death. I love Tesla. I like what they're doing. But for fuck's sake, if you're a billionaire, fuck you need my money for? build your shit and go. That's all I'm saying. But apparently, Bezos is holding on to the to this grudge with the government, NASA, and also SpaceX, because he got beat out. He got beat out for the contract to get people to the goddamn moon. And he's pissed off. So he's got his whole little campaign basically stating that Starship, not only is it immensely complex, it's high risk. Space is a risk, Bezos. In case you ever realize that. That shit is risky business. Just look at Russia and China. You'll see how fucking risky it is. Their shit is crashing all the damn time. That's risk. Look at the space shuttle program. There was risk in that. But everyone involved knew the risk. They accepted it. Okay, they did it for science. You know, and space shuttle, and actually the space program in the United States altogether, we know there was risk. And everyone was willing to take it. But Bezos has got this campaign now saying that the Super Heavy, the full Starship, and everything that it needs to do in order to function is too much risk. There's a quote in here. They actually have a... they're just ridiculous, man. They've got an infogram that they posted out, I think it was yesterday, showing why the Starship is too risky. He wants everyone to go to his phallus. My phallus is smaller, but it has less risk. Really? You get like a 70-year-old on there and she survives and so now you're the ticket? Come on. Get the hell up out of here. I think he's still mad about not being an astronaut. So he puts out this infogram and it says this: there are an unprecedented number of technologies, developments, and operations that have never been done before for Starship to land on the moon. Therefore, there's too much risk. Listen, here's the thing. If Bezos didn't take risk himself, there would be no Amazon Prime. There would be no fucking Amazon. Hell, there wouldn't be any Blue Origin either. He's basically crying wolf. He's scared. He's being a brat. Just because he did not get the contract to take our astronauts to the moon. It was SpaceX. And I'm sure that he's watching all those videos of the Super Heavy 4 getting rolled over to the orbital launch platform, and he is mad as fuck. He's probably destroyed a bunch of shit in his little apartment or house, just throwing shit around. And he's probably just sitting around in his underwear, his cowboy boots and hat. And Wally Funk's probably, on Skype or something, just watching him, trying to console him. Ridiculous. He's so mad that he's been protesting the fact that SpaceX got the $2.9 billion contract under the Human Landing System program. He protested it. The U.S. Government Accountability Office said, no, we're going to deny your protest. We're going to deny it. But that wasn't enough for him. Blue Origin came out with a statement saying that NASA's decision is wrong for America's leadership in space. Why the fuck does the Ninja Turtle have to be the one leading space? That makes no sense. Then he goes, after he's protesting, try to get in favor, in NASA's favor. Then he turns around and, really, he's losing it. He turns around and says that NASA ran a flawed acquisition and ignored the significant risk of one provider model. Of course, they credit Blue Origin for that. But you know who did that? That was the Ninja Turtle. He did that. He made that statement. He's talking shit. It then goes on to criticize the facility in Boca Chica, stating that it's never conducted an orbital launch. No fuck. That's because Boca Chica Starbase is about doing an orbital launch. But let me remind our buddy Bezos that there's been hundreds of successful orbital launches in other parts of the country for with the Falcon 9 rockets. The SpaceX launches all the time, carrying all kind of equipment and a bunch of government missions as well. What the hell is he talking about? He's lost his rabbit ass mind. His billionaire rabbit ass mind. And you really are fighting over a contract that's only millions of dollars, but at one point you're the richest guy in the whole fucking planet. Makes no sense. Put your money where your mouth is, Bezos. Launch your own fucking rocket and show us that you are the better option. I don't understand why he doesn't do that. Write a fucking check to Blue Origin and get the shit done. It just makes no sense to me. No sense at all. So it is what it is. He's going to continue doing this until he gets his way. He's like a big crybaby. Little bald-headed baby. Now, the Human Landing System program actually has a Lunar Exploration Transportation Service Award, and apparently those contracts will be given to other companies, other organizations, for about $45 million or less. I know it's chump change for Bezos, but it appears that he might be able to get in that way. He might be able to get his Blue Origin, I think it's the New Shepard, to the moon in that fashion, but who knows? I mean, my thing is, if you go around crying like a little bitch all the time, people tend to ignore you. So you can break out your checkbook and get your own damn phallus into space. Do it your way. Have some balls. I'm just being honest about it. I'm not. I mean, you guys know. That's why people don't listen to this podcast. It's too much honesty. I'm going to be honest with you. But anyway, we'll see what he does. There's more to the article. So click the description. Click on the article. Read more about Bezos' temper tantrum. And we'll see. But this brings me to a conspiracy that I mentioned last month. And I think it's what's happening. And it's tied to our next article regarding SpaceX. So check this one out. And hold on.
I'll be back.
So this next article, it's kind of like a part 2 to yesterday's article. So we know that down in Boca Chica, Starbase City, shit's moving at a blazing fast speed. According to the article, Elon has actually pulled people from other sites to get down to Boca Chica, Texas, and get this goddamn super heavy going, get this damn Starship 20, SN20 going, so that we can finally have a fully completed, stacked Starship. He also had people go down there to get the launch area ready, the orbital platform, also the orbital tower. Well, I believe they called it the suborbital tower, but you know, who fucking cares? We know that folks in Boca Chica, Brownsville, Texas, as soon as he started building that tower, they threw in the, hey, no, you're not allowed to build that. That's not, no. We also know that there's a environmental concern from the beginning. I don't know if it's PETA, I don't know who it is, but from the beginning, there's been environmental concerns being brought to light, especially since the early models of Starship were blowing the fuck up. Listen, I can almost fucking scorched earth. That's all I see down there. Like all that sand being turned to glass. But still, it's for a reason. It's for science. We want to go to fucking space, and we need a system that would take a shitload of people and get them to Mars as well. Like, really, at this point, I give no fucks about the moon. I don't know about you guys, but I think returning to the moon is bullshit. Like, just stop fucking around. I can see it as a test. We need to, show that we can do it again. Like, really, why the fuck haven't we been doing it? We should have been going to the moon, back and forth. We never should have stopped. And this is why the conspiracy theories start blooming. Like, why the fuck would you go to the moon and just that was great. And then that's it. Makes no sense. Because now when you hear people talk about the moon, there's so many strange things happening on the moon. It's so odd. It sounds hollow. It's got all these crazy things on it we've never experienced before. Why the fuck did you stop? I'm just saying. But I give no fucks about going back to the moon. To me, it's useless. I can see it as maybe as a test to see if all this rocketry works. But other than that, it's bullshit. And the other thing, too, they're saying that it's going to be like a forward base. Basically, they're going to set up a whole little base on there to fuel any missions that are going to Mars and beyond. And it helps, because you waste so much fuel in leaving the planet that you need to refuel somewhere. So, I get it. I get it from that standpoint. But the moon just don't mean shit. It really doesn't. Besides that. Things are going crazy down in Boca Chica. And actually today there was live video being posted of the continued rounds that were being made by the Super Heavy. It actually got placed on a platform today. I don't understand how the hell that thing actually... I was expecting this shit to crack in half and just fall apart. But, if it can withstand all that movement, shit, it might just make it. Anyway, so he's been diverting a lot of manpower to get that done. Lots of time. And he posted on Twitter, July 31st, Starbase is moving at warp 9. And he had a lot of images of construction and basically things that were going down. What we're waiting for now is for SN20 to be stacked on top of the Super Heavy. Okay, let me tell you, I might have to call out sick when that happens. I'm going to be on pins and needles to see that happen because those cranes are magnificent. They're huge. Really huge. The only issue is that back in May, there was a filing to the FCC by SpaceX stating that they had this 6-month period from June 20th through December 20th for when they plan to launch. The FCC filing had this flight plan. I don't even know how accurate this is because part of it doesn't make sense. So it says here that the Super Heavy booster would fire for 169 seconds before the Starship vehicle would separate. The booster would land in the Gulf of Mexico, 32 kilometers offshore from Boca Chica. The Starship would use its engines to go into orbit but re-enter after less than one orbit and splashing down in the Pacific Ocean 100 kilometers northwest of the Hawaiian island of Maui. That's the plan they submitted. But here's the problem. You know, besides all the shit that's going on with the suborbital tower, and besides people also going and saying that they've used up all their launches with all the blown up starships for the year, we also have an environmental assessment. I mean, did the Apollo missions, did they have environmental assessments? That's what I want to know. Did all of the space shuttles situations, before they put a space shuttle up into space, was there an environmental assessment? I want to know. A spokesperson, sorry, I just hit the microphone, for the FAA on August 3rd said they don't even have a schedule for completing the environmental assessment of what's going down in Boca Chica. And they said this: SpaceX cannot launch Starship Super Heavy until the FAA licensing process is completed, including the environmental review and any potential mitigations put in place. It's fucking nuts. Like, they literally are putting so many roadblocks in the way of Elon and the progress of Starship that I can see him screaming like that all the damn time. I really can. In addition to that, I have a conspiracy. My conspiracy is that Jeff Bezos is the one behind all of these roadblocks. I believe Jeff Bezos is lobbying, folks down in Brownsville and the FAA, the FCC, the MMA, and the HCA, whoever they are, into putting these roadblocks in front of SpaceX to keep it from going. The truth of the matter is that if this Starship takes off with the full Super Heavy, it's going to make Bezos look like a clown outfit out there in Blue Origin. It really is. It'll make them obsolete. So of course he's throwing all kinds of roadblocks in front of SpaceX. I'm telling you, he's got to have something to do with this. I would be shocked if he didn't go that far. If he's going to go as far as protesting the fact that SpaceX got the contract, I guarantee you, the reason he left Amazon as the active CEO is because he's busy running interference against SpaceX to get his Blue Origin a contract. That's my conspiracy theory that I'm laying down for you guys. Keep that in mind. Besides the Ninja Turtle, the Billionaire Ninja Turtle, that's the end of the podcast for today. I feel like my throat is so dry. I need some more vodka, but I appreciate you guys for listening. Keep on listening. Spread the word. Tell your peeps about it. Share it. Because unless you do that, it might one day become the demise for the podcast. And all you had to do was like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.
You interrupt me and I interrupt you. A shame. start losing and stop giving. I remember I gave it time, all of my time. Now my mind's lost in its thoughts. I want you want only you, but my heart's all tied up in knots. Wanna release it, 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 wanna release it.
By the way, if you guys have any questions as to why I do this podcast, this is the reason why right here. Ciao.
Find yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will be free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and Start reclaiming your time and mental well